Hello, good afternoon. My name is Denise Johnson, and I am doing a presentation on collaboration and leadership reflection. Collaboration is critical to the success of any organization. While good interdisciplinary collaboration may help improve patient outcomes, insufficient collaboration can squander time, resources, and assets among staff and the organizations. Nurses and patients are both dissatisfied at the consequence of ineffective staffing planning. If there aren't enough employees to reach the percentage targets, the practical work process may be put to the test. Nurses may be unable to practice to their full ability if expectations are not fulfilled, and they may be denied genuinely necessary breaks or lunch intervals. Employees and management may develop distaste for one another, as well as the specialist office that refers patients to the institution. My collaboration experience was rather interesting. In my second year as a nurse, I was picked to attend an injury care conference sponsored by a wound care product business. I was particularly delighted with one product line, a defensive spray for strain injury prevention, that I could substitute for the defensive cream that our clinic was currently using. However, I returned the samples to my employer, called our salesman, and over a few months, we tested a prototype of the spray on my drug surge floor with outstanding outcomes. I aided in educating the CNAs and other nurses on how to use the spray appropriately with the help from the training office. However, after time, utilization of the item declined, and the staff resorted to using the cream. Since no additional inquiries have been received, the salesperson called to check if there was an issue. For even basic jobs, getting proper materials to our level has always been a significant difficulty. The crucial turnover rate in the stockpile industry is significant. There had been a failure in communication within that division, and they didn't understand why the spray had been swapped for the cream on our level, and they didn't appear to mind either. Due to the problems in obtaining more necessary supplies, my management determined that the issue was not serious requirement, and as a consequence, the whole situation was remedied. It was a tremendous letdown since it was a terrific product that was easier to use, also quicker to apply than the cream. You use less product, which was less likely to cross-contaminate, and also, most significantly, improve the patient's skin. I was still a fresh graduate nurse at the time, and I didn't think that I could keep this initiative going ahead. Sorry. Achieving interdisciplinary collaboration goals. Pettigrew's organizational theory was the technique that was most closely matched the arrangement that may have resulted in higher development for my project. The premise of the statement, shared vision that can be accepted by a consistent workforce, resonated with what I expected to happen. Pettigrew mentioned various components for expansion, including a leader who can function as a scaffold linking offices, shared data, uniform destinations, and determinations, just to name a few. Change management theories and leadership strategies give a well-researched platform upon which firms may flourish. Embracing essential change theory norms may have helped the transition to Healthix easier for interdisciplinary groups to fulfill organizational goals, such as the Villa Health Model Group. The Lewin Change Model Theory requires 3 cycles to affect change. Those cycles are called unfreezing, movement, and refreezing. The Villa Health Organization's discussions on developing an electronic medical health record were in process of unfreezing, which is essential to the case. The Villa Health Organization anticipated the future and started to process the change. It is evident that an EMR was necessary to keep up with graphing procedures. The staff was so ecstatic knowing that an EMR would make their work more straightforward and more productive. Of course, in any case, when the change period for the Lewin model neared, the corporate office picked Healthix above the other choice, a framework that was not as well suited to the requirements as elective programming would have been. The forerunners failed to offer the tools required to educate and transfer resources to the Villa Health staff fully. During the refreezing phase, frustration and disappointment went from management to the floor representative, with each office casting fingers at different divisions for various issues, causing a lot of confusion. The staff did not comply with the change. Nurses were told that the product issues were to be expected and no treatment was provided, which is very unfortunate for the staff and can cause a delay in their work or the patient's treatment. Finally, bad leadership and change affected the people of Villa Health. At the consideration office, the patient's consideration was designed to look for a person-centered situational leadership framework on what was best for the patient as a person. Nurses and supportive staff at Villa Health were redirected from patient care to adapting to a malfunction in PC Foundation, which is very unfortunate. A large amount of time and individual engagement was wasted as a result. Nurses and assistants felt rushed that they voiced their displeasure to the consideration office and their colleagues. Patients, especially the older population, benefit more pleasant, person-centered care. When it came to selecting healthics, patients were finally happy. Ideally, the Villa Health migration should have gone off without a hitch. If evidence-based strategies had been used, it is possible that no new programming would have been offered at Villa Health. Nursing supervisors and IT were responsible for discussing the needs of the emergency clinic at each site. Nurses and nursing assistants, who are most likely to utilize the framework, were polled on their desires and concerns for an EMR. Nursing supervisors and IT staff collaborated to generate the idea. Management reviewed it and forwarded it to the corporate-based camp. Corporate and analyze the expense, set a procedure, and staff support of all several frameworks. IT educated consideration office staff who required necessary medicinal PC training over an intermediate time period so that when the new framework was issued, they had the basic capability, at least. The product vendor sent a change group to show the new framework. The company quickly dealt with and fixed all of the flaws that the framework had. Following the main work, the sales representative checked in with an office on a regular basis to verify that everything was functioning very well. The staff saw a decrease in graphing time, new ideas, and better patient consideration quality for all stakeholders